Adrian, a powerful and meticulous businessman, had just experienced an extraordinary meal that completely delighted him. At the end of the culinary experience, he couldn't resist the urge to personally compliment the talented chef. When the chef finally came to the table, Adrian couldn't hold back the tears that welled up in his eyes. Adrian and Jay were twin brothers, born into a wealthy family residing in a beautiful mansion surrounded by vast gardens. From the moment they came into the world, their deep connection was evident. However, as they grew up, their personalities began to manifest in distinct ways. Adrian was a notably focused and introspective child. His eyes sparkled with curiosity and fascination when he delved into his toys, ranging from simple building blocks to complex geometric shapes. He spent hours immersed in his creations, lost in an imaginary world he masterfully built himself. On the other hand, Jay was a whirlwind of energy and vitality. From an early age, he was the center of attention wherever he went. His restless spirit drove him to explore the world around him at breakneck speed. Running, jumping, playing, and interacting with everything and everyone seemed to be his natural way of existing. Despite their differences, the fraternal bond between Adrian and G remained unshakable. They complemented each other in unique ways. Adrian admired Jay's determination and his ability to find joy in the little things, while Jay looked in awe at his brother's skill in creating such detailed and fascinating imaginary worlds. As they entered adolescence, Adrian and Jay's distinct personalities became more prominent, leading them to form their own groups of friends, each with unique interests and passions. Adrian found affinity with peers who shared his love for formal studies and the business world, while Jay surrounded himself with adventurers and extreme sports enthusiasts. Despite these diverging interests, the brotherly friendship remained unbreakable. As the years went by, Adrian chose to follow in their father's footsteps and pursued formal studies in the administrative field, preparing to take over the family business. His analytical mind and financial acumen made him a promising future leader. Jay, on the other hand, lived a life filled with adventures and excitement. His passion for sports took him to various settings, from the high waves of the sea to snow-covered mountains. Always accompanied by his camera, he transformed his experiences into beautiful images and videos that captured the essence of the thrill and freedom he found in every movement. Although his career as a sports photographer and videomaker didn't bring him great fortunes, G was content with his nomadic and carefree life. He knew his purpose was to savor every moment and share the emotions he experienced with the world. To him, true wealth lay in experiences and the people who crossed his path. Despite taking divergent paths, Adrian and Jay continued to share their lives, exchanging stories and supporting each other through joys and adversities. They knew that even while living such distinct realities, the essence of their bond remained unchanged. But this harmonious scenario between the brothers was about to undergo a radical change. Adrian and Jay were already grown men when fate cast a shadow over the family with the passing of their father. His departure left a devastating void, as he was the solid foundation upon which everyone relied. Now, in the absence of their father, they would have to reorganize themselves and face an uncertain future. Adrian harbored the hope that, with their father's passing, Jay would finally settle down and join the family to continue their father's legacy in managing the company's business. Adrian felt the responsibility of assuming the role of a leader, but desired to share the burden of this task with his brother. Jay's restless spirit and insatiable thirst for new adventures, however, remained unchanged. The news of their father's death deeply affected him, but also made him more aware of the transience of life. A few weeks after their father's funeral, the two brothers sat down for a serious conversation. Adrien enthusiastically presented his plans for the future of the company, showcasing a series of spreadsheets and charts. He detailed how each of them could take on different roles to ensure the smooth operation of the business. He envisioned that together they could strengthen the company and honor the legacy left by their father. However, Adrien's excitement was abruptly interrupted by Jay, who revealed that he had no intention of taking over the company. He explained firmly that his true passion lay in his adventures, the art of photography, and extreme sports. For G, freedom and creativity were more important than any position in a company, even if it was his father's. At that moment, Adrien felt deeply frustrated and disappointed. He thought it was high time for Jay to set aside his youthful adventures and mature, establishing himself in a profession he considered more suitable for an adult's responsibility. Adrien saw the company as a legacy to be preserved and a commitment to be taken in the name of the family. The once seemingly unbreakable relationship suffered a significant blow. The two brothers engaged in a heated argument, their tempers flaring and voices raised. Harsh words were exchanged, and long-held resentments surfaced, further fueling the emotional distance between them. At the end of the meeting, both left with feelings of hurt and frustration. Each felt misunderstood by the other and disappointed by the lack of mutual support in their life choices. The separation between the brothers was indeed harsh and sudden. Years passed, and they never met or spoke to each other again. Each went their own way, following distant and independent journeys. Adrien took control of the family business with responsibility and dedication. He proved to be a meticulous leader, guiding the business with firmness and ethics, honoring his father's legacy. His determination and entrepreneurial skills earned him recognition in the business world. In addition to his successful career, Adrien also built a family with his high school sweetheart. They married and had a son who was the light of their eyes. Adrien made it a point to balance his professional and personal life, dedicating himself with equal passion to his wife, son, and company. Adrien had meticulously planned the future for his son, believing he would follow the same path Adrien had taken, continuing the legacy left by his grandfather, the founder of the family business. The young man, about to turn 18, was set to enroll in the university his father had already chosen. Adrien was certain that after completing his studies, his son would play an essential role in managing the business. Adrien's son was a talented, intelligent, and well-educated young man who always respected the family tradition and admired the company's success story. For many years, he accepted the plans laid out by his father with gratitude, believing this was the right path for his life. On an unexpected day, when father and son were sitting in Adrien's office, the young man gathered the courage to reveal what was in his heart. With a somewhat hesitant voice, he looked into Adrien's eyes and expressed his true aspirations. "Dad, I need to tell you something. I appreciate all the planning you've done for my future and wanting me to follow in the family's footsteps. But with all due respect and love I have for you and our history, I don't want to work in the company," the son said sincerely. "I've been dedicated to surfing, and as you know, I've been achieving outstanding results. Recently, I received a sponsorship offer to travel and compete in some countries, and I've decided to accept it." The son's words echoed in Adrien's heart like a memory from the past. At that moment, the image of his twin brother, Jill, came to mind. He couldn't believe his son was about to follow the same path his brother had taken so many years ago. Adrien felt deeply betrayed. For him, it was hard to accept that the future he had imagined for his son was crumbling before his eyes. And so the son set off in pursuit of his dream, leaving behind Adrian's carefully laid plans. Adrian's busy routine was dominated by important meetings and business demands that required his constant attention. However, he always made a point of setting aside special time for his wife. Amidst all the responsibilities, they had the habit of reserving a moment to enjoy a meal at a cozy restaurant. On one of those nights, Adrian chose to take his wife to a restaurant that had become a sensation in the city. Recently opened, the establishment had already garnered a legion of passionate admirers for its innovative concept. The place had been receiving praise and excellent reviews from food experts. Adrian was excited about the opportunity to sample the acclaimed cuisine of this place. The restaurant was a fusion of various cuisines from different countries, offering a unique and unmatched gastronomic experience. Adrian and his wife were truly delighted by the exceptional meal they had enjoyed. The restaurant indeed lived up to all the praise and recognition it had been receiving. Adrian decided he would like to personally express his compliments to the chef responsible for that experience. When the chef finally appeared before them, Adrian felt his heart race, and tears began to well up in his eyes. It was Jill, his brother, standing before him, transformed into a talented chef. The two brothers shared the same surprise at this unexpected reunion after years of separation. In a mix of emotions, they stood face to face, as if time had dissipated in an instant. Without hesitation, Adrian and Jill embraced, sealing a fresh start. In that simple gesture, they left behind all the hurt and misunderstandings that had once driven them apart. Jill explained that during all the years he had traveled the world, he had the incredible opportunity to immerse himself in the cuisines of various countries. Each place he visited brought new experiences, flavors, and techniques that enriched his passion for gastronomy. Now, he felt it was time to venture into the unknown, and opening a restaurant was the grand adventure he was currently living. Upon hearing these words, Adrian was amazed. He could never have imagined that his brother's lifestyle could bring something so beneficial to his life. He admitted to himself that he had considered Jill someone immature, someone who would never find his way and purpose. At that moment, Adrian realized how unfair he had been to his brother. He apologized, acknowledging that he had tried to impose his own lifestyle on Jill, believing success could only be achieved through the family business. Witnessing Jill's successful and fulfilled journey, Adrian felt a deep calm settle in his heart regarding his son's choices. He finally understood that happiness and personal fulfillment could be found in different and unique paths for each individual. Over time, Adrian began to see the similarities between his brother's journey and his son's. Just like Jill, his son was also following his own heart, seeking fulfillment through sports. The relationship between Adrian and Jill was significantly restored. The unexpected reunion at the restaurant and the sincere conversations that followed allowed them to overcome past hurts and resentments. Adrian and Jill's journey of reconciliation reminds us that each individual is unique and has their own passions, dreams, and paths to follow. Accepting the choices and interests of our loved ones, even if they differ from our own, is an act of unconditional love and mutual respect.